I just cleaned the camera and I had thought maybe I had a bad quality camera. It's not great, but I think it was just dirty. So if there have been any videos that were a little bit blurry, my bad. So I wanted to start doing episodes, maybe even like a series on inexpensive wines. Partly, partly, what's the word I'm looking for? Instigated? No, that's not the word. Motivated, I don't know, whatever. Spurred by the kaleidoscope video because I got the most hilarious responses. I even had one person who was like, "You were trying so hard not to shit on that wine. I wouldn't pay $3 for that." And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to, everybody has their own choices and everyone's palate is at different levels. So I do try really hard not to shit on wines. Uh, but especially for an $18 wine. Anyway, I also started another version of this video and I had done my makeup and I was wearing a cute shirt and I had on jewelry and nails and the wines were all bad because one thing to know about inexpensive wines is you don't age them, right? Like Bordeaux's, Rhone wines, even some really nice Italian, like a Sassicaia can probably be aged. But if you're buying a $6 wine, which I had a $6 Tempranillo on the lineup, I bought it in 2021, and by 2024, it's flat. All of the things that are like questionable about it have gotten more questionable, and all of the things that were good about it have basically faded, almost like a soda going flat or a pop or wherever you're from, whatever word you use, fizzy drink. So instead, and partly because we're talking about a lot of things, bear with me, partly because we have also discussed kind of the difference in marketing to millennials and marketing to Gen Z. And so one thing that I thought was cool about Kaleidoscope is it has that pretty label. It has lots of colors. It's got that party vibe, kind of like a lot of the canned drinks you see lately, whatever. When we do another video, I'll kind of bring up some of those drinks and their labels. But I recently, like only maybe 3 or 6 months ago, got these Amenni wines from Splash. So they were not expensive. And they're very pretty in like a bright color, fluorescent-y. They're kind of like got this iridescent, they're not glittery, which I actually thought they were. Maybe I'm thinking of a different wine. But they're very bright and colorful and kind of like party. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe that appeals a little bit more. Inexpensive, drink it now. It says refreshing moments. It's got a cool label. Anyway, the point is, I have no idea what grapes are in these. So that'll be really exciting because it's just a red wine and a white wine, both from Argentina, and we are going to taste them. I'm also going to try to use my phone, which is, you can't see it, I don't think. It's right here. I'm trying to split screen this so you guys can see the colors. Amos is really excited. Hi, buddy. Did you want to say hi? Yeah, did you want some wine? His palate's too refined. Okay. So I also probably should have polished these glasses. Yeah, it's been a week, man. It has been a week. Okay, so I'm gonna do, oh no, come back. All right, I am going to video, move this a little and do record so we can look at the color. Oh, that's actually pretty good. This is such a pale lemon. Court of Master Sommeliers uses straw, but WSET uses lemon. This is like such a pale lemon, it's practically transparent. So we're gonna say, it's clear, it's not hazy, so it's not faulted, it's not a natural wine, it's probably been fined and filtered. It is a pale lemon. I don't really have any crazy other observations. That fell fast. Oh, 13%. Oh, I wasn't supposed to look, I peeked, I'm sorry. Okay. So we're gonna say the nose is also clean. And now we go on to aromatic intensity. So can't breathe for that long. Okay, I start getting distinct smells right about here. So I'm gonna give it a medium minus for aromatic intensity. And now we're just gonna go through. Like we've discussed before, there are certain things you expect in white wines and there are certain things you expect in red wines, but we'll go through it anyway. So we've got, I could see a white blossom, not a specific flower. I'm not especially, specifically getting acacia or honeysuckle or orange blossom, just sort of a nice white blossom. A little bit of green apple, maybe a hint of those golden apples that don't have a ton of flavor. I could get pear if I tried, but I'm gonna say no on the pear. A little bit of grapefruit. I'd give it like a lemon lime combo. Side isn't smelling well. I'd give it a lime zest, actually. I'm not getting the lemon anymore. Stone fruits? I mean, I could say apricot and I would probably get it, but that's pretty much it. I'm thinking for our primary flavors. All of the red fruits and black fruits we don't really expect in white wines. So then moving on to kind of the like herbaceous side of things. I get absolutely nothing, which is fine. I think I'm pretty much out of flavors. That's pretty much it. All right, so now we will do, yes, we will taste. I meant to bring my spit cup in. Apparently I'm just gonna get a little bit tipsy. I could probably see a medium acid on this. Yeah, I'm salivating a little bit. Let's see, fruits, acids, tan. Well, there's no tannins in this. Oh, dryness. This is a dry wine. This is not off dry. This is not sweet. This is, I mean, it's fruit forward, but it is dry. Yeah, medium acid, no tannins. I cheated and looked at the alcohol, so it's medium alcohol. I'd actually give it a medium body, partly because it gets medium for the others, and also it just sits a little bit heavier. It's not heavy like, trying to think of a heavy white wine. It's not like Sauternes heavy. It's not full bodied, but it is medium bodied. I would give the flavor intensity actually a medium. It is more intense on the palate than it is on the nose. I guess I could see a hint of gravel, but definitely I'm not getting any secondary or tertiary flavors. So we're looking at only primary. Oh, and then the finish. It's short. So this is a youthful wine. Drink now, don't age it. Um, balance. I'm thinking. All right. So the way that I think we've discussed this before, but if you are doing the systematic approach to tasting for WSET, sticking to this couch, sorry. It's really humid. You do balance, length, intensity, and complexity. And then you rate the wines on a scale from poor, acceptable, good, very good, outstanding. And the way I and pretty much everyone else I've studied with do it is that like if you get 0 points, it's poor, 1 point is acceptable, 2 is good, 3 very good, 4 outstanding. This is balanced, but I would actually, with the fruitiness, like to see just a touch more acid. So I could be convinced to give it half a point for balance. That's about it. I'm gonna say no on the length. Oh, I'm actually getting a little peachy bit on the retronasal breathing. So I am actually, I could be convinced to give it a full point for complexity. No, it doesn't have any secondary or tertiary, but we've named a decent amount of primary flavors. We had floral, we had citrus fruits, we had stone fruits, we had green fruits, and now I'm getting a little bit, in addition to the peach, almost like a mineral quality. I'm not ready to say gravel, but we'll say a mineral quality. So I could give it complexity. I'm actually not going to give it the intensity. It has a more intense palate than nose, but it's not intense. So we're looking at 1.5 points, which puts it right smack in between acceptable and good. I was like, I don't know where my phone is. Oops, I've also been recording this whole time. I won't put you guys through that. Yeah, okay, so I just looked it up, and on Splash, this is $6.99, and I'm pretty sure I got it in one of their like case deals. So for a $7 wine to get in between acceptable and good, I'm gonna say is an absolute steal. I usually, as we have discussed, do not like white wines, and I'll probably finish this glass after I make the video because it's nice. Okay, moving on. We're trying to do this systematically, right? Because the thing is, if you hate Bordeaux's and you get a $1,000 bottle Bordeaux. Also, I haven't aerated or decanted this, so who knows how it's gonna taste. Anyway, you get this $1,000 bottle of Bordeaux and you don't like it, it's probably still an outstanding wine. You just don't like it. And I actually feel that way about a lot of white wines. I met this absolutely sweet, adorable lady at a Natural Wine Bar near here, and she's so cute. And I was like, yeah, everyone loves Riesling and everyone in the wine community loves Riesling. And like, I just haven't found the Riesling for me yet. And she's like, we'll find the Riesling for you. I'm like, yes, we're on this journey together, because I can judge a Riesling and say, this is an outstanding Riesling. I'm not going to finish it because there's something about the level of fruit in so many of them that I don't love. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's look at this one. All right, now we'll record again. Yikes. All right, so this is, I was expecting it to actually be a lot paler, but I would give this a medium ruby. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Clear. I'm actually going to stop this time. Yikes, my phone's going to be so full. Okay, so yep, it is clear. It's a medium ruby. Oh, sorry, I got excited. Legs still fall pretty fast. All right, anyway. Yep. Again, I would say medium minus for the intensity. This one has just a touch more, so you could talk me into medium, but it's not a ton, and I've already swirled, so we know the aromatics are coming out, so I'm going to say medium minus again. All right, let's go through our fruits. I don't get any floral on this. Usually if I do get floral on red wines, it's either violet or sometimes rose, although that's a lot less common. Struggling. There we go, cranberry. I'm getting cranberry a lot lately. Not getting pomegranate though, and I feel like I've been getting that in a ton of wines recently. Raspberry. Definitely raspberry. Like strawberry Twizzler strawberries, so candied strawberries, not just plain strawberries. I could be talked into some bramble. And I do get a little bit of black plum. I really want my partner to smell this. He gets black plum as orange, which I kind of love. So now if he gets orange in a red wine, he knows that there is plum. And you can use tricks like that on your own journey. So if you always smell like I'm trying to think of anything that I used to used to use. Like if you always smell Coke, right? Not cocaine, the soft drink. A lot of times that means you're actually smelling like a vanilla caramel. So you can use that to say like, oh, this was probably oaked, and then ask yourself, okay, is it Coke or can I break this down into vanilla caramel? Anyway, sorry, that was my aside for learning to drink wines. I could also get a little bit of like prune and raisin. I don't think from aging, because this is probably not an old wine. I think just from the grape itself. I'm not getting any herbal, but I could be talked into saying that there's some black pepper. So we'll see how it expresses on the palate. Interesting. Okay. Let's do the I have to switch it around again. Okay, it's dry. Medium minus acidity. I don't get it here. I'm not salivating on them, like a little bit, but not a ton. Medium tannin. They're not aggressive. They're just sort of there. They dry you out a little bit. Right, alcohol. It's a little toasty. I'm gonna say 13 because the white was 13. And it's not hot. Oh, I should have gone with my gut. It's only a 12 and a half. Yeah, I don't get any heat on my cheeks. I like kind of chew on the inside of my cheeks. So sometimes if there's alcohol, I get it there for the same reason you get like a burn when you do hand sanitizer and you have a paper cut. Otherwise, you can look for heat in your throat. So if you only get heat to like here, or if you get heat to here, or obviously if you're getting heat all the way down your esophagus, you're probably drinking spirits, not wine. But that can kind of help you gauge the alcohol. So this is actually less alcoholic than the white wine, which is really interesting. I want to learn more about this company. I get all the same flavors on the palate, but I think there are a couple more now. My palate is better than my nose, and that's just a fact I have to live with. It's almost like a lavender. I still wouldn't give it, excuse me. There we go. Almost like a lavender tea. So maybe there's a little bit of that tea and lavender essence to it. But I only get it on that retronasal breathing. Like I don't really get it on the palate. So now we go through the same. So, oh, and again, I would say this wine is young. It's ready to drink. Don't age it. Just roll with it. So now we go through the same. Balance. I'm actually gonna say it's kind of low on everything, which you would think would make it balanced, but instead it's just kind of boring. So I'll give it that half point. Because it's not like it sticks out. It's like, oh, this is too fruity, it doesn't have enough acid, or oh, this is too much alcohol, it doesn't have enough, whatever. The things that are in balance are in balance. There's just not a lot of any of it. Length is short, intensity is not there. Complexity, I'm like, it's see here I'm frustrated because like I don't dislike it. I just don't know if I can get it up to a good. I think it's going to be an acceptable. Yeah, I could give it a half point for the complexity because there are a decent number of primary flavors. Definitely still no secondary, no tertiary. And to be honest, like it's all red and black fruit. So it's not like there's lots of them. But I struggle to say that I would give it a full point because besides those two fruit categories, like yes, there's a lot of them in those categories. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. So I am going to say this is actually only acceptable, which is kind of a bummer because I like it. um, but again, it's like a $7 wine. So you just drink it and enjoy it. It tastes a little bit like Welch's grape juice. It tastes a little bit like wine. No harm, no foul. I will not be dumping these down the drain. I dumped the kaleidoscope. I dumped the 3 Tempraneos from my last attempt at this video because they had all gone bad. But these I'll actually save and I'll, sip on them until they are a little stale in my fridge. And then if there's anything left, toss them. So I hope that helps. This was kind of fun. I like being able to take really inexpensive wines and say like, this is a legit, I mean, it's not like a legit wine, but it's a wine and it's enjoyable. And we've got, a God, we got a 1.5 and a 1. And yeah, you can have good wines for not that much money. I didn't really have like a planned conclusion to this video, so I'm just gonna go drink some more wine. And next time, nope, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I have it planned. I have a whole agenda written down somewhere. I have no idea what next time is. I think I know what the next week is, but I might also just have my weeks mixed up. So anyway, I'll see you next time. If you find any good steals or bargains, let me know, and I will try to find them and give them the systematic approach to tasting. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have the white. Cheers.